Hi everybody. Hello, hello. Oh, there we go. Awesome. Okay, I think this is working. Just need to double check sound because someone said the sound was terrible. So I just double check. Of course, it's not loading. Test. All right, just when you guys come in, let me know how sound is. But prop out chat. Let's see. Yeah, you know, I got this microphone so I can enhance my live streaming experience for you guys. And if it's not working, that is not good. Still says that my stream is not live. God, I swear, YouTube live, you are such a pain. Like, this is not, 45 seconds in, I should already be talking, but it's like, look, it's still showing as not live on my phone. I got the alert that says that I'm live, but for some reason it's not going. I don't know. It's like not starting. So annoying. Oh my gosh. So if you have been watching me, you'll know that I signed up for Twitch. I might be I don't know if I'll be moving to Twitch for live streaming, but I just feel like since Twitch is and always has been a live streaming platform, they know how to do this. And okay, cool. Steven, everything sounds good. Can you just give me okay on the sound? I don't know why it's not working on my phone then. Absolutely bizarre. Let's see. Two guys build a biz. What's up? Okay, it's not showing up on my phone. I'm just gonna trust you guys and see, and go with this. But yeah, so as I was saying, Twitch, I think I might try Twitch for next week because this YouTube live setup is just not working for me. And kicking Periscope IG. Let's see. It's not like my own live stream is not loading on my phone. It just says live stream offline. It's bizarre. I have no idea why. I'm going to restart the app. So anyways, while I'm doing this, let's see. While I am doing this, ooh. Hello? See, I can't even hear it. I don't know. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. See, this is why I did like that pre-birthday live stream, and it was so terrible because it's just like nothing works. Oh, goodness. Okay, let me just... Okay, I think this is working now. All right, so anyway, let's get this started, yes? So, today is episode 31 of Heather's Happy Hour. And if you are new to my channel, I'm a vlogger, creator, and entrepreneur, and I'm starting a business that promotes digital literacy. And I'm also documenting my journey in starting this business through vlogs on YouTube. And I also have a weekly show, Heather's Happy Hour, every Wednesday at 6 p.m. My viewers know, loyal ones, it's like 6:05 because I'm late every time. But, all right, here we go. Perfect. All right, we're good to go. So here we go. As you guys know, I went to Vidcon a week ago, and there was a ton that I learned as a creator, as a vlogger, as a viewer of online video, just a bunch of stuff. And also, I guess, like being a brand as well, since I have a business. And I wanted to share my key takeaways that I learned with you guys as it pertains to like more industry news stuff. I think I'm going to do a whole separate video or maybe live stream on tips and tricks and strategies that I learned as a creator and as a vlogger and as a digital influencer, I guess. Because it's just like, I can go on for hours on both topics. So that's why I wanted to keep it separate. So this is more like from the industry, from the business side of things, and new technology and features that are coming out, and like all the, you know, buzzy kind of stuff at VidCon. That's what I wanted to tell you guys about today. I'm going to focus on 10 points. So, yeah, and as always, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. And let's see. All right. My stream health is like showing me as borderline orange right now, so I'm going to hope that this is still good. But yeah. Okay. We're just going to keep going. So, here we go. The first thing is that even though, let's see, I created my YouTube channel in 2006. That was shortly, I want to say shortly after YouTube like opened to the public. I think it was either 2005 or 2006. So I was one of the first people who signed up. And, you know, having been a viewer of online video this entire time, so for the over the past 10 years, it was very interesting to see how new all of this still is, how much it is still evolving. And I talk about that all the time, but it was crazy to hear it from the YouTube CEO. It was crazy to hear it from really, really big brands like Viacom, who represents other, you know, many, many brands. It was cool to hear it from creators. It's just the platform of online video, the medium of online video, and each platform underneath it. So whether that's, you know, Twitch, YouTube, live streaming, all of this is still evolving. And to me, that really gave me hope as a creator, and it made me excited because a lot of times it can feel very saturated. This is kind of one of the big reasons why I was hesitant to go to VidCon in the first place, just because I felt like I was going to constantly compare myself to other creators, which I did, yes, but it wasn't like I thought I was going to compare myself to other creators and then think that I wasn't good enough, but I ended up comparing myself to other creators, and I was reassured that I know I'm going to make it. So, and a big part of that is because all of this is still very, very new. So if you are a business, my number one piece of advice is to start advertising and partnering with content creators. Like if you're not already doing that, I would be very, like you're at the end of the train kind of thing. It's kind of like, you know, it took a really long time for businesses to recognize that advertising and having a social media presence actually was a thing. And even, let's go back even further, websites. You know, there was a point where if you didn't have a website, you didn't exist. I think we've kind of like steered away from that, where as long as you have a social media presence, you might not necessarily need a website. But, you know, before it was like everyone would Google you and you needed to have a website to establish like this reputation and credibility. And now that's how it is with social media. Like every restaurant needs to be on Yelp, for example. And so when it comes to online video, I feel like ahead of the train, okay? Like if you had the, I guess, more progressive and forward-thinking businesses, even small ones, are recognizing the potential and power of content creators, especially when it comes to online video. And when I say that all of this is still evolving and there's plenty of opportunity, YouTube and online video goes in trends. Like there's cycles of things. There are things that are more popular than others. Like prank videos used to be the only type of video. And then vlogging all of a sudden became a thing. And we're starting to shift into something else, which I'll talk about later. But basically, I think the territory is still so fresh, especially since, you know, we have these new platforms and technology, even like new cameras and phones and stuff that are enabling more people to become content creators. That to me was like the biggest takeaway, is that you could be the one to kind of define a new, not trend, but they kept calling it verticals. So in online video, I didn't know this, but you know how there's like genres for movies and music and stuff like that? So for online video, they're called verticals. You could define like a whole new vertical. So that's really exciting. And even if you're a brand and you aren't necessarily the content creator, you can partner with a content creator to help you create that. So it's just an exciting territory to be a part of, which is why I was just so motivated after I came back from VidCon. It was like, oh my gosh, this is like, I just feel so reassured. So that was point number 1. Still plenty of opportunity. Even if you have never touched online video at all, there's still opportunity to jump in right now and create and be a part of something, spread a message, spread an idea, promote a business, whatever your goals are. Martin, thank you so much. I see the super chat donation for $2. Awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Okay. So point number 2, online video. I think Netflix is the number 1 streaming platform, but right underneath that is YouTube. And YouTube had some crazy statistic. I think it was over 1 billion people log into YouTube every single month. And that's only people who log in. That's not even counting like all the people who don't log in. I know plenty of people who don't log in. For example, if I post a YouTube video on Facebook and people watch it from my Facebook link, it'll take you to YouTube, but you don't have to log in to watch it. So, it's a platform to be reckoned with, especially if you have something that you can sell online. Like if you're not making YouTube videos, you're just really missing out on incredible opportunity and potential. You really, really are. Like, honestly, more so than a website, more so than social media, I think online video, especially YouTube, just has so much potential. I've witnessed it personally, and especially at VidCon. Even YouTube, when I heard the YouTube CEO speak, I was really excited to hear her speak because I have never heard her speak before. I've never watched any of her interviews. I didn't know who she was. So I was really curious as to your platform impacts so many of us. It impacts society, business, the world, how we learn things. It's a very, important platform. And I was really curious to hear what she had to say about the future of it. A year from now, it'll be crazy because YouTube Live didn't even exist a year from now. So who knows a year from now? But, even further than that, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 10-year plans, stuff like that. But yeah, basically, it kind of made it seem like, my impression was that YouTube still doesn't really know how to harness what it has. I think it's still wrapping its head around what it has. It's just so hard because there's so much content being uploaded every single day. And then on top of that, there's so much engagement occurring every single moment. You've got these communities that are building in the comment section. So it's a lot to, I don't know, wrap your head around, but which is why I found it very interesting that what they chose to focus on were their original content series stuff. So YouTube Red and their subscriptions and all of their, YouTube originals, you can only watch it on YouTube. I mean, I see why they did that, but also I see why they did that because that's probably what will bring in the most money for them. But also just what about, the majority of the people who use the platform, both on the creator side, small to medium to large, not mega massive, but, I'd say 1 million subscribers and smaller. What is the impact there? What are the goals there? And then also as a viewer, and they didn't really touch on that, which was really interesting. But yeah, let's see. Martin, hello, peace, awesome. 2 guys build a biz. Any new emerging verticals you hadn't heard of at VidCon? No, you had your typical verticals, and honestly, the word vertical wasn't used in every panel. I don't think it's a term that is widely known. So I think people were referring to verticals, but not really, they just weren't saying the word. I learned the word vertical from a panel by my favorite panel at VidCon, which was by a USC professor who was talking about how he was doing research on digital media, content creators, and he wanted to be, he labeled himself as like the translator for all of this content stuff to academia, and he used the word vertical. Otherwise, I hadn't heard it before. So yeah, there wasn't anything new, but I do have something to say in terms of where I think YouTube is going to go. And I'll talk about it in a bit. So, okay, so that's point number 2. Point number 3, VR, AR, 360, and 180. There's a lot of buzz around VR, AR, 360, and 180. But my impression from everything at VidCon is that VR is still, like, we are still trying to figure it out. 360, we're also still trying to figure it out. There was a lot more discussion on 360 video than VR. I guess AR isn't really a thing. The only platform that I know of that does AR is Snapchat, and they're rocking it. It was brought up many times that AR is what distinguishes Snapchat from any other platform. So yes, you can argue that Instagram is really, really owning Snapchat right now, but the AR on Snapchat, like, no one even comes close, not even Instagram. So anyway, so that's for AR. So VR was really, really far ahead. But when it came to 360 and 180, there's a lot of discussion. And the discussion seemed to be that no one can quite figure out how to storytell with 360 yet. It's just too much, right? So they talked about how, when you tell a story, especially in video, okay, so you have one frame that you're looking at. But imagine if you had 360 and you're trying to get the viewer to focus on the one thing that's going on, but because you can look up and down and left and right, the viewer does just because you can, and then you are straight away from the story. So because it's still a lot of, what is it called? Like testing, a lot of trial and error still, people trying to figure out how to use 360 in order to enhance the storytelling process rather than distract. I feel like it's still far, like I think we're still far from seeing that become a major type of content in online video. But YouTube said that they were going to focus on 180. And I think that makes sense. So yes, you can still kind of look up, down, left, right, but you don't have to like look behind what is going on. Like I remember there was this app called Within on the phone. I forgot who put it out, but like they had cardboard boxes that you can kind of turn into VR. So you like put goggles on. And they had one clip that you can test, and it was a U2 concert, like performance. And yes, I found myself watching the performance, but I also just like looked at the stage floor just because I could. I looked at the empty seats in the, auditorium place just because I could. And I wasn't even focusing on what was going on because I had my ears to listen to that. So I wanted to hear them play, but I didn't necessarily like need to watch like Bono sing and like the guitar guy play, So that's what I'm talking about. I feel like 360 is still trying to figure that out, but with 180, it's not as like, or it's more, I don't know. It's easier. I think it's more approachable to work with, especially since we're coming from like one frame video. So YouTube 180, that's definitely going to be a thing. The YouTube CEO brought it up several times. So let's see. Steven, did you see that video of you and Jermaine on another tuber's channel? It must have been Jack's, because I got a few comments earlier today that talked about that Jax had put his video up. So I haven't seen it yet, but I'm excited that we are on it. I think that was another thing that was cool about VidCon, is that like everyone is vlogging. So I'm sure there's content, on so many channels of me, and I just don't know. Wolf Rider, hi. Can you say hi, please? Hello. All right. So moving on. Number 4, live video. Live video, live video, live video. There were several panels on live streaming. There was one panel that was called Live Streaming is a Game Changer, and it had like some of your top live streaming people, like the Young Turks, Matt Pat, Kitty Plays, who's on Twitch, someone on Facebook Live, and someone on Live Me. This is a perfect example of how like you can use a platform to enhance the online video experience. Is that, you know, making it live is that I can interact with you live, right? So I have the live chat open and Wolf Rider says, hi, can you say hi please? And I can say, hi Wolf Rider, this is me reading your comment and responding to you. And that can have an impact on the actual content that the creator does for the rest of the live stream. And to me, it's mind-blowing that this is only a year old. And it has been, like that panel said, a game changer for several online personalities and brands and businesses. I was in this other half-day workshop, actually, where a makeup brand, I forgot which one, I'll have to check my notes, but a makeup brand has a weekly show every Friday where they drink wine for an hour and talk about makeup products. And it is one of the most popular live streaming shows on Facebook Live, hands down. And that didn't exist before. So this is what I'm talking about, where if you're a content creator or even if you're a business or a brand, like no one can really tell you, oh, you should have a weekly live show. No one can tell you, you know, this is the type of content that you should be live streaming. It's really about experimenting and just seeing what works. And I can even tell you from experience, like I remember my first live stream to this day. I think it was on June 10th of last year on Facebook Live. And I was scared out of my mind because it's just a weird thing if you've never done it before. Once you do it, it's like, wow, I can't believe I haven't been doing this forever. But I think because it's so new, you know, people can give you advice, people can give you tips, tricks, and strategies, but really it's like no one can tell you how to tell your story. So you just need to figure out how the medium works, whether it's online video, you know, this platform, live streaming, whatever, and you just need to figure out how, like, what story to tell and how to tell it to a potential audience. Yes, the other takeaway when it came to live video is Twitch. Twitch is definitely on my radar. Actually, I signed up 2 days ago for a Twitch account, and I'm going to start twitching. I don't know what the lingo is because I admittedly have never used Twitch before, even though I'm a gamer. But I don't plan to use it for video games. I don't know. Maybe I thought about it because I've been playing a lot of video games lately. But because Twitch is, there's just a lot of buzz with Twitch because they're trying to break out of being only in the gaming industry. They are opening their platform to other verticals, I guess. So they have Twitch IRL in real life. So that's more of like the vlogging type of streaming. But there's people who do, you know, it's still a growing platform, but I was browsing on it and I saw, you know, like people showing you how to do stuff, like your typical YouTube live streaming stuff. But it is still growing. So there's a lot of opportunity, especially, you know, whenever there's a new platform, new app, like this is your chance to jump in and be the pioneer and, you know, build an audience really quickly and show everyone how to use this platform. So that's what I plan to do with Twitch. I'm not exactly sure what kind of content I'll be streaming, how often. I think I'll be streaming a lot more often because Kitty Plays, who's a really, really popular Twitch person, streamer, I think is what they're called. She has like millions of followers across Instagram, Twitch, you know, Facebook, the whole thing. I got to meet her. I didn't know who she was. And I told her, I was like, I've been to 2 panels with you as one of the speakers. And I just want to let you know, I dig your vibe and I've learned a lot from you. And I think I'm going to try Twitch because of how much you've talked about it. And she told me, she's like, if you're a vlogger and she looked at my hair and like what I was wearing in my outfit. She's like, you need to be on Twitch, like sign up for Twitch and play around with it. And because she told me that, I was like, okay, she didn't have to say that, you know, she could have just been like, hi, nice to meet you, let's take a picture. But she told me that, and it really hit home, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. So I did. I actually told her, I tweeted her that I was gonna sign up, and she responded, so that was kind of cool. But yeah, if you want to see what I do with Twitch, go check me out. It's at HeatherJustCreate. All right, moving forward, because it's already 6:30. Oh my gosh. Number 5. Let me let's see. Steven, yes, Jax Austin, the VidCon security vlog. Yeah, I haven't watched it yet, but I will watch it later. Rachel, I heard you made a speech at high school. I did. Where did you hear that? I must have talked about it. That vlog, I still have to edit. I'm almost done editing it. Maybe I'll put it up tomorrow. Hopefully I'll put it up tomorrow. But I recorded the speech, and I talked about what the speech was about and stuff like that. So that vlog is almost done, and I will upload it. But yes, I did. Okay. Moving on to point number 5. If you're just tuning in, I'm talking about what I learned at VidCon, specifically about like the industry, advertising, business, brands, all that stuff. And right now I'm on point number 5, and I'm going to be talking about, let's see, how do I explain this one? The shift in branded content when it comes to content creators is how I'm going to talk about it. So it's been really interesting to see kind of the battle between post-production video content, like a commercial or like a TV show, your that kind of content, right? Versus your digital media online content made by a content creator. And over the course of my entrepreneurial journey, I've interviewed a lot of people that are influencers that have massive followings, and especially that are in the digital agency industry. And I've asked them, you know, have you seen a shift in how brands treat content creators? Are they still, because for the longest time, it's like you don't take them seriously. And it's like, why would you, since they're just making content on their phone, and it's, you know, crap quality, it's off the cuff, very like non-scripted, it's not, you know, professionally produced. And so for a long time, it's like, why? But what was exciting to me, and should be exciting to any of you who are content creators, is that there's definitely a shift. And I thought it was just something I was feeling, but when I went to VidCon and heard it from the bigwigs, I was like, yes, thank God. Because I was on a panel with Hasbro, and these are like the high up guys, like VP status. Hasbro, Viacom, an agency that I don't remember the name of. I'll post it somewhere. But on my Patreon, actually, I'm going to have the full interview because I recorded it. But yeah, they were talking about how they are now partnering with content creators. Like, it is a priority for them. And the shift was, okay, we're not going to take content creators seriously. Then it shifted to, okay, content creators actually have a massive amount of influence, especially the ones with big numbers. So then we're going to go to them. Now it's shifting to, it's not so much about the numbers, because, you know, who knows why someone is following somebody. It's more about the engagement and the quality of the audience. And that is what is so cool, because to hear that from Viacom, to hear that from Hasbro, like these massive freaking companies that I have the potential to be a partner of theirs, is so reassuring. It's like, okay, cool. I don't necessarily have to have, you know, a huge audience base yet. Obviously there are benefits to a brand for that. So like, you know, it depends on the brand. Like if a brand's trying to get exposure, maybe a smaller content creator with a small audience isn't the way to go. But if you're looking for somebody to create content for you, and you recognize a potential in them, that's all you need. You know, that's all you need. And someone asked the question, like, how do you guys find new content creators? Because I mean, there was like hundreds of us in the audience and we're all sitting there like, pick us, you know. A lot of it was word of mouth from creators that they already knew, which is expected. But one of the agencies that represents content creators said that they actually just sometimes go on YouTube and just look. And his advice was to make sure that on your channel or on your website or whatever platform that you're on, maybe it's not YouTube, but that you have something that demonstrates what you can potentially do for a business or a brand. And this is really important because, you know, every digital content creator struggles with how to monetize. Okay. And that's why it's so important, because now there is this opportunity, right? So for example, on my YouTube channel, I have a best of HeatherJustCreate playlist. It's a combination of my favorite ones, my favorite vlogs, my favorite videos, and just ones that I think that are different. And the reason why I have that playlist is because if there is a brand that is interested in partnering with me to create content for their brand, they can look at that reel, you know, and see like, okay, this is the type of content that Heather creates. And let me try to imagine fitting my service or product in these videos. That is the best way to do it. So let's see an example, and I'm pretty sure Cool Wheel will be okay with me saying this, but on the panel that I was on where Zach King was talking, Zach King, one of the biggest video creators since like video creating was a thing. I asked him a question and he said, you know, has your content creating process changed since you were doing videos just for yourself versus now where you're only doing brand deals? And he said, no, none of it's changed. You just continue to play and experiment. And he asked the audience, how many of you guys have gotten a brand deal? Like, even if it's something so small, you got something sent to you for free, something like that. And I raised my hand. A few others did too. Surprisingly small amount for the number of people that were in there. And I told him when I was asking her my question, I said, you know, I've already gotten a brand deal. It was nothing big. I just got an electric skateboard sent to me. Thanks, Cool Wheel. And I only have 3,600 subscribers. And he, you know, congratulated me in front of everybody, which is awesome because then I had people come to me and ask questions about it. But the way that I think the whole Cool Wheel thing happened was that they saw my video of me on the boosted board and they saw me writing it. They saw like my vlog style and stuff like that. And they were like, hey, this is a great example of what Heather can do with our board. So we're going to send her one and she can make one. She can make a vlog, you know, with her style with our product. And then that gets in front of an audience. And, you know, I'm telling a story about their board that they never could. Like if they were to do a professionally produced video, of course they can make something amazing, but I'm the only one with my voice. And that's what it is. That's what it comes down to, is that the advertising industry and businesses and marketing and stuff like that are now recognizing the power and like, I guess the potential to influence that a creator has, even small ones. And what was really cool was the VP of Vidcon. He was like, he said something like, if anything, we admire you because we know that you are a one-person team. You are the videographer, you are the strategist, you are the creative, you are also, you know, the data analyst, the visionary, the CEO. Like, we have to do everything. There's only one content creator and we do it all for the most part. I mean, there's people who are at the level where they hire out, but for the most part, it's like, for me, for sure, I'm doing all of this by myself. And it was cool to hear, you know, someone from the industry that I feel like we've been competing with to acknowledge that and kind of like, you know, welcome us with open arms. So yeah, anyway, if you are a business and you have not yet partnered with a content creator, like, I don't know what might be holding you back. Actually, no, I know what might be holding you back. It's hard. It's hard to like have someone create content about you. But the restaurant industry had to deal with this a long time ago when Yelp became a thing. It's like all of a sudden you have, this platform that determines whether customers come to you or not, and people writing good and bad reviews for everyone to see. So it's like, yeah, like if you believe in your product and you believe in your service, there really shouldn't be anything for you to hesitate, because if you believe in it, then, I'm sure the content creator, like for the Cool Wheel, it's a great board. And I honestly meant that. Which brings me to my next point, because I'm starting to ramble, is trusting creators, both from the audience side and from the brand side. So I touched upon the brand side, right? So brands are trusting us creators, and it's not, they're not pointing out, hey, your quality is low quality. Of course it's low quality. It's meant to be low quality, and they get that. They understand its role now. But the other part of it is the audience, right? So let's see. I remember, I don't know if this happened so much anymore because I haven't been watching YouTube as much since I became a vlogger, but I remember when I was watching YouTube a couple years ago, it's like the whole talking about advertising and a creator admitting like, okay, I was paid to create this content, or this is a sponsored video, and this whole thing, it was almost like if a creator didn't say that to their audience, and I know there's like FTC guidelines and stuff like that, but if a creator didn't say that to their audience, then the audience would kind of feel betrayed. And even when they did, the audience would be like, oh, you're selling out, which is so annoying because we're trying to make money. But that was what excited me about this next point, is that Zach King also said that this is a learning process for the audience and the community, because for him, I think he was talking about one of his initial brand deals, and he said that he got a lot of backlash. Like the audience was like, oh, you're selling out, you're selling out, you're just advertising now, that's the only content that you're creating. And he said that he had to do a video kind of explaining why, and that partnering with brands this way and monetizing in this way allows him to create more content and allows him to do more of the content that they like watching and that they subscribe to. And I'm hoping that audiences across the board are more aware of that, because I do feel like it is an educational aspect on the audience's part. But also like, so Casey, oh my God. So Casey recently did a video where he basically made content off using the Samsung S8. And it was this huge thing like, oh my God, you didn't tell us it was an ad, blah, 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 blah. And to me, it was like, dude, he didn't need to tell you it's an ad, because like we already know it's an ad. Like, why does he have to say that it's an ad, And I think like true loyal Casey fans know that, like they don't need to be told that it's an ad, I feel like. But I do feel like there's still more education that needs to be done on the audience part. So even with my Cool Wheel, if you go into the description, you'll see like I don't know what to write. I don't know what to write. Like I wasn't paid to make that video. The video was a vlog. It was an unboxing vlog in the exact same way that I did the boosted board vlog, which I did not get the boosted board for free. I'm still paying for that thing. So it's the same exact type of vlog. The Cool Wheel did send me the board for free. So in that way, I'm kind of getting paid, but I had 100% creative control on it. They gave me no direction at all. And I was really nervous to put that out. I did say like, thank you, Cool Wheel, for sending me this board. And I wanted to make sure that my audience didn't feel like I was betraying them or selling out in some way. And so far, I haven't gotten a comment that was like, what the hell? So I'm hoping that this is just shift. But it seems like across the board, creators are now I don't know. I guess like viewers are more aware that it is a legitimate thing for creators to get paid in this way, especially if we're creating content for free. Like, you guys are watching this live stream for free. So, okay, I'm going to peek in the comments here. Let's see. Ian, you better say hi to Wolf Rider before he loses it. I did. Theron Williams, dopeness. JD Sussler, hey Heather, just checking in. Hi JD. Tamara, hey Heather, I'm checking in. Well, between cooking dinner and etc. etc. Got it. Ian, Casey sold his soul to CNN. You know, I disagree. And Ian, if you haven't gotten a chance to watch or listen to the podcast of him and Philip DeFranco, it's on the Philip DeFranco show. It is it's just an amazing hour and a half or 2 hours. I haven't listened to the whole thing. I'm gonna re-listen. I'm watching it. I'm gonna rewatch the whole thing because it is so amazing when it comes to just hearing two really big digital content creators talking about it. Like, okay, so you see it as Casey sold his soul to CNN. The way that I see it as a content creator, a relatively small content creator, the way I see it is that for CNN to partner with a YouTuber is putting YouTubers on the map. That like, he is the voice for us. You know, like the fact that CNN is recognizing that YouTubers are a legitimate, I don't know, thing in media, in news, in current events, in, you know, disseminating content, like, that really makes me happy, because now it's not going to be so weird. Like, why would you partner with a YouTuber? You have no idea, like, how much I've heard that and all the bad rap that YouTubers get. So for him to partner with CNN in this way, he explains what they are planning to do in the podcast. So definitely go either watch it on Philip DeFranco's YouTube channel or listen to the podcast. But I think you'll be fine. It's not soul selling. It seems like Casey has, you know, it's very separated. So he still has his creative freedom when it comes to everything else. But yeah, okay, I'm kidding. He's good people. Awesome. Tamara, in my opinion, the people who cry the most about creators partnering with brands or selling out have little to no idea how much work goes into creating content. Like, I think they just want to keep y'all in this little box that only belongs to them and them alone, and that you are there only to entertain and interact with them for free whenever they want you. Yes, I 100% agree, Tamara, and luckily my audience, for the most part, is not like that, but there have been some comments that I've gotten where I'm just like, God, you almost feel, I don't know, it's like, it's weird to be something that is purely for someone's entertainment. Just 100% for free. Like, it's seriously weird, you know? And, you know, I try to make it a point, like, I'm on a mission, and building this audience and becoming a YouTuber or vlogger or whatever is just part of the process. But yeah, it is, there's just some people who watch where I'm like, okay. Anyway, let's see. I would not have turned down 25 million either. Yeah. That'd be hard to turn down. Although I know if Casey, like, did not have, like, if it wasn't to his terms, he would have turned it down. I feel like, because he doesn't need that 25 million. He could get that somewhere else. So anyway, moving on to the next point. Number 7, engagement over numbers. So 100% across the board, across every panel that I went to, every business, every brand, every whatever I heard from at VidCon, they are recognizing that the audience, you cannot measure the success or potential of an audience based on the numbers. It's not about the numbers anymore. It's about the engagement and the quality of the audience. So if you have 5 million people following you, but 4 million people are only following you because you're posting like half naked selfies, you know, I mean, unless you're a swimsuit brand, like why would you partner with that influencer kind of thing? And in the panel where the brands were, someone asked, like, how do you determine the quality of an audience? And the agency, the guy from the agency was talking about, like, all of the extensive research that they do in order to learn more about a creator's audience. Like, they will go, for example, on YouTube, or let's take Instagram, since I'm talking about YouTube too much. They will go through your followers, like people who are following you, and look at their accounts and see whether they're fake, see whether they're actual people. They'll go through all your comments and You know, are they quality comments, or are they just like great photo? They'll go through like the rate of how often you post. You know, like they just actually do their research significantly. Sorry, I'm getting notifications here. Ooh. So that makes me really excited again, because I am a small channel, and I like the fact that I'm not limited by the numbers. I like the fact that a brand or anybody, you know, even, and I see this with the people who follow me now. Like you guys, the first 5,000 subscribers, I'm only at 3,700. But you guys as my like first 5,000 subscribers, the fact that you're following me, even though I only have such little subscribers, says a lot to me. Like that really says a lot to me, because it's hard not to look at a digital influencer. I do this myself. You know, it's hard not to look at a YouTuber and be like, how many subscribers do they have? And that determines whether you actually click subscribe. So for you guys to subscribe to my content, for you guys to subscribe to my content, even though I have such a small audience in the grand scale of things, really means a lot to me. But I think that we are going to see the same thing from brands and businesses. And I've already seen it, you know, with like my car repair at Long Beach Collision Center, with Cool Wheel. Like it's just going to start happening more and more. So what does that mean? Here's a key point, okay, for this one. It's really, really important, especially if you're a content creator. Do everything the hard way. Do everything the long way. It's not about the numbers, I promise you. So if you figure out a way to hack or do things fake, like fake followers, fake likes, anything inauthentic like that, I promise it will bite you in the ass. Or maybe not bite you, but if you just did it the hard way and the long way, that would give you more opportunity than trying to get like rack up numbers that don't mean anything. Like even brands and businesses recognize that it's not about the numbers anymore. So there's really no point. Like that is not what is going to measure whether you are someone that someone else might want to work with. So it's really obvious. It is really obvious. You can tell when likes, comments, views, etc. are fake. It is very, very obvious. Like, I'll use certain hashtags on Instagram that a lot of bots are, like they're in there a lot. Like hashtag love, for example. There's just a lot of bots. If you used it, like you're going to get like bots commenting random things. And I remember using a hashtag on a graphic that I had created. I think it was like a quote or something. Or you know what? It was a screenshot of my YouTube analytics. And then someone had commented like, great photo, I love the angle of how you took this, or something like that. It's like, clearly this is not a photo, this is a screenshot, and your comment is BS. So yeah, don't do anything fake on social media. Just don't. Like, I promise. Not a good thing. Let's see. Not a good thing, and you also don't need it. I'm speaking from experience. All right, moving on to the next thing. Patreon and subscriptions. So going off of monetizing, the fact that brands are recognizing that we content creators have to figure out how to monetize and try to make a living off of what we do is awesome. And that's why there was a lot of buzz and a lot of just recognition and acknowledgement that went to platforms like Patreon. There's other ones. I'm talking about Patreon since that's what I use, and I know about it because I use it. But that is probably one of the hardest parts about being a content creator, is having to figure out how to monetize, because when you cannot figure out how to monetize, that could really hinder your creative process. Like, you could become kind of at the mercy of where the money is. And I know this because of Postmates. Postmates is a perfect example. I'm surprised no one has brought up Postmates in this live stream. It's like the first time ever. But when my Postmates video, I don't know what it's at, 75,000, I'm going to say. But when I got a lot of traffic on that first Postmates video, I was like, okay, I got to make another one. Okay, I should make another one and another one. But I don't want to. But I try to like creatively challenge myself. So it's like, I don't want to, but if you had to, what would you make? you know? And so I would just really force myself to see it as a creative challenge rather than like me selling out to what would be, what do they call it? Statistic pushers. You pack the numbers, whatever. I'm going to stop. But anyway, like, you know, there are things that you can do that obviously are just going to get you views and eyes and stuff. But having platforms like Patreon be able to help creators focus on what they really need to focus on is amazing. And there really is a place for platforms like Patreon. And because of VidCon, I'm going to completely just re-strategize my own Patreon. But if you guys want to go check out my Patreon, you can. It's at patreon.com/HeatherJustCreate. And even if you just, actually, I encourage you to just sign up at the $1 level right now, because I'm going to come out with VidCon content in the next week. And I'm not going to designate it by level because I have to redo my level. So I'm just going to release it to everyone who's on the $1 level. But anyway, yeah, that brings me to my next point, is that, and this is fascinating, the fact that content creators, what we have the potential to build that is unlike anything that ever existed before is a community. So, for example, I think I talked about this in live stream. Sorry, I have ADHD. I forget what I talk about. But for example, the Backstreet Boys. I did. I think I talked about this on my birthday. But the Backstreet Boys, I was a huge fan of them growing up. And what it means to be a fan of someone or something is that you want to consume their content. So for me, I wanted to listen to more Backstreet Boys music. I wanted to watch their music videos. I wanted to watch their interviews, whatever. But it's a one-way interaction. It's just me consuming their content, like them creating content and me consuming, and that is it. I can sign up for their fan club, and all that would give me is more of their content. But what content creators now have, and what these platforms enable us content creators to have, is a sense of community. The fact that you guys here, like, I see you in this chat every single week. I see your comments every single video. I know you guys by your YouTube names. You follow me on other platforms, and we have a relationship. And you also have a huge impact on, again, the future content that I create. That has never existed before. And that is a lot about what the USC professor and what they're doing at USC, that's what they're doing a lot of the research on, is because that's what really distinguishes us as digital content creators is the sense of community. Because that, you know, digital media is still media. It's still video, but it's this sense of community in the comment section. It's the sense of, like, these people know who you are and they know about your life, because it's not like Tom Cruise, for example. I don't know why I'm thinking Tom Cruise, but, like, if you're a fan of Tom Cruise, you don't know who Tom Cruise is. You just know him as the characters that he's played, but you don't actually know, like, his life, right? That's the difference. It's like me, I'm not playing a character. This is me. Like, this is me and all of my awkwardness. Like, I'm not hiding anything. So yeah, community, very important. And that is a big reason why I want to also revamp my Patreon, because Patreon can really take your community and, like, super just empower them like crazy. And it just, especially because, like, you know, patrons can start to communicate with each other, and then you build this, like, thing, kind of like Philip DeFranco. He's a great example of this, because he has the DeFranco Elite, and his fans are very excited to meet other Philip DeFranco fans. Like, that is something that they have in common. And it's, you know, the sense of community. These people buy his merch, they consume all of his content, the videos, the podcasts, the everything. And I think that is what I did wrong with my Patreon. I mean, not wrong, but just that's how I plan to redo it, because yeah, I feel like I created my Patreon feeling like I was almost ashamed of asking my audience for money, which is stupid now looking back. I mean, I only made that thing in April, but this is how far I've come in just a couple months. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure that my audience knew what they were paying for and that there was value being exchanged. But the value is the fact that I'm creating content. Like, you know, I shouldn't have to, I like wrote this whole thing. Like I did this whole mind mapping thing for it. And now I'm like, okay, that was a great learning experience, but I got to redo that. So anyway, the last thing, oh my goodness, 54 minutes. The last thing that I wanted to share with you guys from VidCon is, how do I explain this one? Knowing the role of each platform. So even if you're not a content creator yourself, you could think about this as you follow other content creators. But I got to ask Casey Neistat a question, which was so cool. I still have to vlog that, or I still have to edit the vlog from that. But I asked him, truly, legitimately, I was curious, if YouTube shut down tomorrow, what would be your main platform for that long? It was just crazy. So I was like, and then I was like holding my phone and my camera. So I can't quite remember what he said, and I haven't watched it since. But I know he did bring up like he talked about how many platforms there are and how different each one is, and the different nuances and dynamic on each one. And from my impression of his answer, he didn't know what his other main platform would be, but the idea is not to be married to just one platform, because Vine is a perfect example of this. If you were on Vine and you went all in on Vine, you are dead. So, but with that said, you don't want to sign up for every platform under the sun and then not know the role that each platform plays, because the last thing, like even me as a content creator, I know this for my viewers, but it's so annoying that when you follow someone on multiple platforms and all they do is put out the same content on every platform. Like, people are following you as a content creator on multiple platforms because they want to see other types of content. So right now, the ones that I feel that I've gotten down pretty well are YouTube, obviously, Instagram, and Snapchat, and Twitter, although I'm not as active. I used to be really active on Twitter. But these 3 or 4 are the ones that are really, really, I understand my voice on them and how they all play a part into my brand as HeatherJustCreate. So I went into this half-day workshop and they called it Hub, Hero, and Community, I want to say. So you pick a platform that's your main platform. So for me, that would be YouTube. I put my vlogs on here. I do my live streams on here. And then you have a hub, which is like where people can go to for regular and more frequent content. So I would say that the example of that would be Instagram, I guess. Because you could see, like, I regularly update, I regularly post, and there's stuff that I don't necessarily post on YouTube and stuff like that. And then I also have Instagram stories. And then there's community, which is like the sense of community that you create on all the other little platforms. Like Twitter is a perfect example because I read every tweet. It's very easy to read every tweet, read every message, respond directly to them. Everyone sees the response, etc. And that kind of cultivation, that kind of public cultivation really develops a sense of community. So, like, the half-day workshop was very business focused. So an example was DiGiorno, and how they had they showed the different videos that they played on YouTube, that they played on Instagram, they played on Facebook, and they were all the same. They delivered the same message, but you could tell by looking at each one that they delivered the message in a different experience. So like Facebook and Instagram, no sound. If you tapped it, there is sound, but it was like a ticking clock. That's all it was. And then on YouTube, you get the full unedited, like, or not, it's obviously edited, but like the full like 10-minute video. But, you know, I guess as a content creator or a brand, you want to make sure that you craft your video, you produce your content for the platform. So yes, that is such a pain. And that's why there's so many things I want to do with Facebook and Instagram, but I just don't have the time. Like, I don't have the manpower. So I'm actually thinking about, like, I got an email from someone who wants to intern. I'm thinking about either hiring or whatever, but I think I really need to start taking on some team members, because I hate the fact that I'm being held back by this. But what I started to do, I did this once, and Daniel, my intern, helped me, is that I took a snippet of one of my live streams and I crunched it down to 1 minute, and I added captions. So you don't have to listen to me talk. You just read the captions, and then on the top caption it said like what the video was about. And it got so much engagement on Facebook, like an insane amount on Instagram too. More engagement and a new audience that I don't have on YouTube. And that's what I want to do more of. Like, I want to do so much more of that, but it's just like, how and where. Anyway, point is, know the role of each platform, create for the platform. And yeah. Okay, let me check the comments right here. Let's see. Tamara, they don't understand the exchange of energy, getting kind of woo here, but to interact. Yes. And Tamara, it really means a lot to me that you understand that. Seriously. The audience has to give as well in some way. Yes. And I understand that you guys are giving me your time by watching me, and you're still, like, I'm an hour into the stream and you guys have been here. I appreciate that. And I think content creators across the board, we do recognize that time is like a invaluable resource that viewers give us. But in order for us to keep doing this and to do this more often, it has to be financially sustainable. Like, that is just the way of the world. That's just how it is. But that's not something that I want you guys personally to worry about. That's my thing as an entrepreneur. That's what I need to figure out. But the only thing I like from you guys is feedback, I guess, and like to watch my content. If you like this type of content, give it a thumbs up, comment, share it. Obviously, it would be great. That's a great way to help me out, is to get my content in front of more eyes. But yeah. Okay, let's see. Jesse, happy belated birthday. Thank you. Theron. Great information. I am repumped, if that's a word. Awesome. Tamara, speaking of Snapchat, woot, at VidCon 2018. Yes. I'm so excited. If you guys, actually, that's the last thing I wrote on here. Go to VidCon. Go to VidCon. Go to VidCon. Go to VidCon. If any of this stuff, anything I've been talking about interests you, even remotely, go to VidCon. If you're a business, go to VidCon. If you're a brand, go to VidCon. If you're a content creator, go to VidCon. If you're just a viewer, go to VidCon. I feel like it's so underrated, because to me, digital media, online media, all this stuff it impacts our lives in so many different ways. Like, I don't know why you wouldn't go and learn about how these platforms are planning to change how we connect and communicate. Like, they are the ones who dictate whether we have live streaming or not. They are the ones who dictate whether we have Snapchat or not, or Instagram stories or not, So it's like, I feel like every human being who uses digital media should go to VidCon, but it is kind of a 4-day conference or 3-day conference, and I guess some people aren't interested. But if there is a way that you can go, I 110% recommend it. There is a difference between the creator pass and the community pass. Obviously, because I'm a digital content creator myself, I signed up for the creator pass. The community pass is mostly like for meet and greets and like to see your favorite YouTubers. It's seriously a very young demographic, so like teenagers and below. But the content creators, like, even if you're a viewer and you don't necessarily create content, say your brand or your business, I 100% recommend you to go to VidCon as a creator and go find the creators who can create content for you. Like, that is the way to do it. Bring business cards, network, etc. There's just plenty to learn, and it's amazing. Okay, King Flip. Is keeping it separate the best idea? I think vlogging live stream is your problem. It's not the best format for creating micro content. Pre-planned stuff for the win. Is keeping it separate the best idea? King Flip, I'm not sure what you were talking about. Keeping it separate the best idea. I can't remember what I was talking about at that point. I think vlogging live stream is your problem. It's not the best format for creating micro content. pre-planned stuff for the win. You know, I have to disagree, King Flip, because I feel like in my live streams, that is when I cultivate the audience. My vlogs, like I do, okay, so there's two different kinds of vlogs, I guess. There's like the pre-planned, which are like, let me give you an example. How to edit a vlog. Okay, that was like a tutorial. So that's like pre-planned, right? And then there's the vlogs where it's like, here's me throughout my day. To me, I see it as a balance because the tutorials and the pre-planned content, that is more searchable. So people they're seeing, you're positioning yourself as an authority on whatever subject it is that you're speaking about. So that really, you know, that's like shareable. That's the stuff that's shareable. That's the educational content, the helpful content, and the stuff that's going to show up in search. The vlogs, that is like me telling my story as an entrepreneur. And that's why I'm on the platform in the first place, is because I want to show people the struggle and that it is not just about how to start a business, how to do your taxes. It's like, yes, I'm also going to a really cool online video conference called Vidcon. And yes, I'm also like, you know, single and 32. Yes, I also have ADHD. Like, all of this is part of the journey, and that is what I want. That is the stance that I take on my channel. That's my style. Now, the live streams, this is where I feel like I cultivate. Like, I really I'm able to have this conversation with you back and forth, even though like you're behind the screen, but you're asking me a question that is completely unplanned and I'm answering it. And now we're having this talk, which is cool for everyone else to watch in the replay, and stuff like that. This is where I feel like people can interact and get to know me in a completely candid way. And that to me is what increases the quality of each viewer I get. So even though, like, I don't know, if you looked at my videos and I would say the average view of my videos is like, I don't know, 100. Like, it's not that much. But those 100 people that watch every single video, like, I know they're quality viewers. And if I were to like ever ask for feedback, if I were to ever ask for something, I feel like I would get it. Like, I could confidently say that. So it just really depends on like what you're trying to do. Jermaine, yo, what's good? Sorry, I'm like 7 minutes late to your comment, but hi. Let's see, that lemonade kid. Yo, happy birthday. Thank you. Derek, hello. Tech and Muscle, Jermaine in the house. Al, Jermaine in the house. Steven, Jermaine sold himself good on Jax's video. God, I really got to watch that video. Tech and Muscle, I 100% agree with you. The live stream gives us viewers a personal connection with you and makes us want to continue to watch the vlogs. Exactly. So, to be perfectly honest with you, my main annoyance right now is that my vlogs are not up to date with my life. I am still behind. I still have to do VidCon day 3, and it's just like I came back from VidCon, went to Vegas, and then it was my birthday, and it was just like blah blah blah. So I still have to do VidCon day 3. I still have to do the Vegas vlog, a cool wheel vlog that I did with Jermaine, and like 2 other ones. And then I'll be all caught up to this day. So that is like, I want to be able to be like, okay, guys, check out tomorrow's vlog about today. And it's relevant in terms of the timing. So hopefully in the next week, I'll be able to catch up here. But okay, let's see. King Flip, I agree with it being more personal. I just think it's more difficult to produce quantity content. It's tough across multiple platforms. I hear you though. It is tough, but it's doable. King Flip, if you go to my Instagram, you scroll back a few, I'll tag you actually, and you'll see what I mean, because this was really just like a data point for me when I posted this. I was like, wow, that is really telling me to do more of this, but I just don't have time, so I don't know like how I'm gonna do it, but I'm going to tag you in this on Instagram. King Flip. I hope your thing is just called King Flip. I feel like it's not. Nope, it's not. God damn it, my users don't show up when I type them in. It's so annoying. King Flip. What is your Instagram? I forgot it, but tell me and I'll tag you in this. But I honestly think that if done right, you could exponentially build an audience very quickly across multiple platforms. If I focus more on being a multi-platform vlogger versus a YouTuber, I feel like I'd gain more of an audience, like, so much faster. Because, like, even on Facebook, I see that on Facebook. My Facebook posts get a lot more impressions than my YouTube videos can even, like, it doesn't even come close. But because I know my YouTube audience is not following me on Facebook, I would say most of my Facebook people are, my friends, because I made the page and I invited my friends to like the page. And so it's like my friends and their friends. But yeah, I have posts that have like regularly over 1,000 impressions. And even just like the stuff that's like shared content. So like a BuzzFeed video or whatever, or things that inspire me, I'll share them and they get like a lot of impressions. So I'm trying to use Facebook more, but it's like, it's hard to like get my YouTube audience to move that way eventually. But yeah, all right. Jermaine Bourdain needs to travel the world reviewing different falafel joints and YouTube it on the Jermaine Bourdain channel. I agree. King Flip, the real King Flip, that's right. Facebook is way better than YouTube. So I wouldn't say any platform is better than any platform. I don't think it's a matter of being better. I feel like it's just your style and how you use it. Like some people, I met some guy who made $11,000 in 1 week on Snapchat. So you could say like, YouTube is better than Snapchat, but if you know how to use it, then it really doesn't matter whether you think it's better or not. Let's see. The real King Flip. Boom. Done. All right. I just tagged you. All right. So anyways, guys, I think I'm going to end this. Thank you so much for tuning in. This was an awesome discussion. Like I said, vlogs to come. And with all of this multi-platform conversation, feel free to follow me on the other platforms. It's at HeatherJustCreate on everything. On Twitter, it's HeatJustCreate, H-E-T, because HeatherJustCreate is too long. But yeah, with that said, I am going to edit so I can get some more vlogs for you online as fast as possible. And thank you so much for the birthday wishes. I so appreciate it. Catch you guys later. Bye.